Hi friends, it's Sarah, the owner and maker behind Multifarious Nature. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are a new viewer, welcome. And if you're a returning viewer, huge welcome back to you guys. I'm glad you guys are here for another episode. And I did notice that you have a few new subscribers, so welcome to you. Thank you so much for subscribing and helping my little business. I hand dye yarn primarily. I'm just going to kind of introduce myself again for those of you that are new. My name is Sarah, and I am the owner and maker dyer behind Multifarious Nature. And these are a lot of my hand-dyed yarn behind me here. And this channel I kind of talk about primarily a lot of my hand-dyed yarn is the main reason why I started this channel. But then I also just love to talk about knitting and sometimes spinning, because that's something I'm getting into now. And very soon, as in next couple months, we will be having sheep. So I'm really excited about that. So that's going to bring a whole nother aspect to Multifarious Nature. We'll see what happens there. But I'm really excited. They're going to be Shetland sheep, and I can't wait. So we'll dive right in to the video here. This week has been bizarre. It's been bizarre. I'm having a good week. I'm having a really good week, and yeah, no dyeing. I haven't done any dyeing. Today I am recording on Friday. I normally like to record on Thursdays, but I've been using the wonderful natural light, and it's been super sunny yesterday, and today in Michigan it's sunny and it's so beautiful out. It's in the 50s today, and it was almost 60 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday, which is unheard of this time of year. Like, that is not normal. Next week it's going to be back into the 30s, and that is the typical temperature for this time of year. So I'm really loving it. I am not wearing a hand knit. This is just a little fun sweater, that commercially bought sweater that I was gifted for Christmas a couple years back. It's very comfortable. But yeah, I really only knit on one project this week, guys. So my works, I don't have any finished objects. My work in progress are one work in progress that I'm working on. I obviously have other projects in the other videos. They aren't finished yet, but I just really got into this one project, and I kind of just want to work on it till it's done. Sometimes you get in that rhythm of trying to do it. So I'll talk about that project now. So this should be a quick video. Just wanted to hop on mainly and say hi, and I hope you guys are doing well. I'd love to hear what you're working on. If you're doing any knitting, crochet, weaving, making of any kind, I'd love to hear about it. Please do share in the comments below. I just took a sip and the water just like splashed up at me. Good grief. Okay. Things were going so smoothly, and then that happened. All right. So this is, the pattern is by Andrea Mowry, or Andrea Renee Knits is her company. I think it's her company. And it is the Birch Pullover. And I'm using Old Mill yarn held double. So it's kind of almost a lace weight. I'd say a heavy lace weight. So by holding it double, it's weird. It's kind of one of those where it's almost fingering weight on its own, but it's very airy, and so I held it double to give it a little bit more of that like true fingering weight look and feel to it. But it is quite plump, and you can see that just looking at. These are tuck stitch. This pattern is a tuck stitch pattern, which I have to say is rather addicting. And don't let it intimidate you, because I was a little intimidated at first look. And not intimidated to the sense I wasn't going to do the pattern, but intimidated where I was like, that's going to take me forever. It's going to take me forever to make this. And it does take a while, but it's one color, so it doesn't really take that long, really. And it's not overly complicated. The decreases are really simple, and the increases are also really simple. It's not as complicated as it looks. So please, if you are intrigued by this pattern, give it a shot. I really think that if you like challenging yourself, you will really enjoy this so much. So yeah, definitely give it a shot. So as I talked about in the last video, there's kind of this ridge, and this is where the stitches were on hold for the sleeves. So I have the same thing on this side too. It's kind of like this indent, and so I think it's just because when they were on hold, the weight of that yarn that held the stitches is a thicker weight. So I think it just kind of made it wonky. But I think when I block it, I really hope when I block it, it'll block that out. I mean, when I'm wearing it, it's going to be stretching and stuff too. So who knows? But look at that, you guys. Because I only worked on this, there's my progress keeper. I got some serious progress. That really tells you I got some serious progress because this is a tuck stitch. So much like brioche, it takes about 2 rows of knitting to get like 1 visual row done. So it takes basically twice the amount of work to get to where you, I don't know. It takes a while. In other words, it takes a while. So this is the other sleeve. I'm like, kind of get an idea here. I'm getting there. I'd say about a halfway point of the sleeve, maybe a hair over the halfway point. So I don't know. I feel like I'd be reaching for the stars to say that next Thursday I'll be done with this, but it's possible. Very possible if I lock this down and work on this on the weekend too. Because last weekend I was working on these. I was just working on this and I loved it. I did a little bit of spinning on the weekend. So I did do that. So I mean, maybe if I just did knitting, then maybe I would get this done. But it's not that I'm in a hurry to get it done. I just really want to wear it now. I think that's my biggest thing. It's not that I'm bored of it. I'm not going to probably do this. But I honestly want to cast on another one when I finish this because I really enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it. I think primarily, though, it will have a lot to do with how it wears, too, like when I put it on, how it feels. But then again, based on how it feels, I would probably maybe want it longer body-wise. That's the only thing I'm not sure about. So the body is to the dimensions that she calls for in the pattern. So it might end up being slightly too cropped, but I don't know. I mean, I see myself wearing this over a tee. I like to wear white t-shirts under a lot of my sweaters just because it adds length, especially when I'm at work. If I'm reaching and doing things like that, I don't obviously want my midriff hanging out at work. So I wear white t-shirts and it covers that length and it's comfortable and it looks nice. And I work at a business that allows for, what do you call it, like business casual is what it is, the dress code. So I easily can get away with wearing that. I've also worn button up like flannels and plaids underneath my sweaters as well, which I think this one would look really cute. I know Andrea Mowry in her videos has worn this sweater with those plaids and stuff, and it looks so cute. That's one of the reasons I really wanted to go with a very neutral color. This is a warm gray. It's definitely a gray, but it is on the warmer end of the spectrum, and I think it's gonna just go so well with so many different colors that I can layer up all kinds of things. I could put all my shawls and stuff with all different colors and it would be fine. I wanted something that would be a great staple piece. I'm trying to be better about that. I love color. I do love color, as you can tell, but I also do want to have some staple pieces that I really can just wear the heck out of and wear with basically anything. So they're really versatile. So there we go. So that is the Birch Pullover by Andrea Mowry, and I have put the lifeline in multiple places. That's the one thing I did find about this pattern is you really need to pay attention to what you're doing to an extent. Obviously, you get kind of used to it to the point where you're knitting along and it's not as nerve-wracking. But so like this happens. So because I'm holding the yarn double, this kind of thing can easily happen if you get something caught, as you can see. So what I recommend, I don't know if this is the right way or not, but it seems like it to me, is to first pull in like all directions to try to get that yarn situated back where it should be. If it doesn't go in that, when doing that, then take more drastic measures, like maybe take a needle or something and just try to follow it and pull it back through and even it out just so that it's not sticking out like that, because it easily could break if it's like that. But It's merino. It is a non-superwash merino base. It came on a cone. Old Mill Yarn, a lot of their wool comes on cones. I have a couple of them right here. There's also many of these cones right here behind me are also Old Mill Yarn. And so I have significant amount of yarn on those cones. I can easily get probably 2 sweaters out of each cone, and the price it cannot be beat. It cannot be beat, I'm telling you. It is the best deal. So if you're ever in Allegan, Michigan during the Michigan Fiber Festival, which is it's in August, you definitely should stop by Old Mill Yarn. If you look it up, you should be able to find it. It's Baker Studio and Lofts. It's a co-owned company. If you look up Baker Studio and Lofts, it's right across the road. It's like the same parking lot. And it's a really cool old mill district, and it's in an old warehouse. It's all musty, and I absolutely love it. It is literally like digging for buried treasure. There are just massive, massive cardboard boxes that are just piled high with wool in them, and you dig, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful for anyone, but if you are a rug weaver or you make rugs, they have tons of rug wool. It is insane how much rug wool they have. But if you are a knitter or a crocheter and you're looking a little bit more for merino and softer wools, then you'll be able to find some there. And they have things like, they have a lot of synthetics too. So if you're looking for I'm trying to think of a couple that I just like chenille. I saw a bunch of chenille type cones, and there's one, I don't know, it's kind of tucked behind. It's right there. It's like a red and white stripe looking one. That is a cotton and I think rayon type blend. So it's interesting. It's cotton and it has like cotton slubs, but it actually is stretchy. It's really interesting. So they have really cool stuff like that. I like to use that for my labels. I did that for like my holiday labels for my sock sets. I put that on there, and it's just really, really cool. So I definitely recommend checking it out. It's worth the drive. If anything else, it's just a lot of fun to hunt and peck. If you don't find anything, which I highly doubt, but if you don't find anything, the experience alone is totally worth it. It's a very cool building, really old building. The floors creak and they're not like level. It's amazing. And it's an old brick warehouse. If you are into looms, spinning, again, knitting or crochet, if you go across the road to the Baker Studio and Lofts, it is amazing. They have all these gorgeous looms in there. They have spinning wheels. If you're in the market for a spinning wheel, if you talk to the owner, she's usually there. They are, of course, more than willing to allow you to test the floor models that they have there, because they sell those. So the way they do it, I think many vendors do it this way too, is they sell them from the floor, and they put them together for you. That way you don't have to worry about assembling them, and if you've got it put together correctly, they do it all for you. So it's really nice. That's where I bought my ladybug. I have a Shock ladybug spinning wheel. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun. It's a rabbit hole, that's for sure. Once you start, it's hard to stop. So I go through stints. I am pretty much always knitting. I am definitely a knitter at heart. That is my go-to. But spinning is taking a special place, and I find it extremely relaxing, especially early in the morning. I'll do that quite a bit these days when I am, like on the weekend, because I do want to dedicate a little bit of time. And in the mornings, I really only can knit for like maybe 5 minutes. So that is just not enough time for me to spin. But I mean, you could. If you were hard up, you could do it. But I kid you not, you guys, that is how short this video is. It's going to be a short one this week. So that's the only work in progress I had this week. I'm sorry I didn't work on like my sock set or anything. I really just needed to focus on the one thing. We had a lot going on this week. I will share more about that in the near future. But at the moment, I just don't want to share that information yet, but it will come forth. It's all good things. It's all good things. But yeah, it's just it's a lot of stuff going on. So that's taken kind of the forefront and priority. And part of what we're also working on, which I can share, is we're getting sheep. So we have like we have to install some fencing. That's priority number one. And then we have a house built for them that is almost completed. My husband is working on that, so that is almost done. So those are the two priority ones, getting those things in place, because the babies, the lambs, are being born starting at the beginning of this week. So the 12th of February, they're supposed to be starting to lamb, and it's very exciting. We have a breeder very near to where we live, and she's so kind. She's also a veterinarian, which is wonderful. So I'm hoping that she will, and she has already been a wealth of knowledge for us when it comes to just learning about having sheep, what that's all about, and really excited. So there's Shetlands, as I mentioned. Those are the smaller end of the sheep, which is excellent. That's the goal. I, of course, want them for fiber. That's the primary reason for getting the sheep. I want them for fiber, and I cannot wait. I'm really excited. So we're going to be starting with 2 to 3. I'm leaning towards three sheep. I think that's a good number. So 3 sheep first, and then we'll see where we go from there. But it's very exciting. We're going to be looking at getting ewes first. Might as well start with the ewes first. I don't know. Rams are a whole different ball game. So we're gonna start with the ewes and learn from them. So it's very exciting, and I look forward to sharing photos and things of that nature. I would probably share a lot more photos on Instagram, but I would definitely post them on here. I don't usually share photos in the video because, as you can see, I literally just record the videos and post them. I do not edit my videos. I don't really see the point in doing that. I'm not trying to make videos that are like super cinematic, and I don't have music playing, and that's not my goal. My goal is to talk about my yarn, and so that you can see the colors, and I feel like sometimes the colors show up better depending on the lighting, and it's just another aspect to kind of see the yarn in an item and in an object, and yeah, like out in the wild, right? So I hope you guys are doing well. I'm continuing to exercise and trying to do that. Getting myself healthy again has been a ongoing struggle, both physically and mentally. It is a process, that is for sure, and just a constant ongoing thing, and I need to constantly work on it, and that it's just one of those things. So it's a lot. I will get there. I know I can get there. I have never been in the position I am currently when it comes to both physically and mentally. But I have been in a state where I wasn't very healthy, and I have gotten myself healthy. So I know I can do it. It's just, of course, I'm older now too, so that makes it a little bit harder to do, and there's nothing more frustrating than when you're trying to eat healthy and, your husband barely eats healthy. He'll eat the things I eat, but, he snacks on things too and stuff like that, and then, of course, he's losing weight and I'm not. It is frustrating, but this is kind of the dynamic of women and men and how we lose weight and all of that. It's very frustrating. And I'm not trying to bash anyone. This is just for me personally. I need to get myself healthier because currently I am not very healthy. It is affecting my health in a negative way, and that's why I need to kick my rear in gear and get it figured out. So I always say, you do you. If you are happy and healthy, that is the important thing. And that way you can take care of your loved ones too. So, all right, I will catch up with you guys soon. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. If you are anywhere in the Northern Hemisphere and happen to be having this wonderful little touch of spring going on, I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. I am trying to suck in as much vitamin D from the sun as possible. That is an issue for me, so I am trying to just embrace it and just take it in. So that's actually what I'm going to be doing once I get this video uploaded. I am going to be going outside and letting our chickens out because it is the afternoon and they need to get out so they can get some sun. So we let them free range, the ducks and chickens, and they love it. So, all right, I will catch up with you guys soon, and I look forward to chatting with you. Take care. Bye.